What's up, Macadine family and listening audience? Camille Shabazz here of Macadine University. Hoping all is well with you, your family, your finances, and just everything in general. Just hoping that everything is going swell and well with you, my brothers, and everyone, regardless to class, color, gender. We have to be those who are goodwill ambassadors, who wish good on all. Because we're in a universe that everything comes back to you. You know, you reap what you sow. That's why they say, do unto others as you will have them do unto you. Or desire for your brother that which you desire for yourself. That's wholesome living. That's righteous living. But I wanted to continue on my 6-8 series, the binary relationship with man and the number 6 and 8. Remember, I went through the scriptures and verified how man's number is both 6 and 8, but he's destined for the infinite, for the 8. Although we're born, come out of a globe or earth that's just stuck on 6, causing us to be stuck on 6 to a degree. Nonetheless, we are born and destined for the 8. In your Bible, I know you're probably saying, you sure talking about the Bible a lot for you not to be religious. But the Bible really isn't a religious book. If you look at the beginning, the front page of the Bible, it says translated out of the original tongues and Greek, Aramaic, and other Eastern tongues. So it's not even a religious book. It's a book that's based on astrotheology, mythology, mathematics, riddles. But at the foundation of the book is talking about you and I. It's talking about man. All the allegories, all the stories, all the prophets are talking about us and the forces within us. But that's another subject. I want to deal with the 6 and how in the book of Revelations it talks about a place called Patmos. Patmos. And everybody has these thoughts and ideas about what Patmos was and what happened on Patmos. Excuse me. Even the Nation of Islam has a whole riddle, has a whole mythology surrounding Patmos, where they say that a scientist by the name of Yakub created the white man there. No proof whatsoever of that lie, of that mythology. Not to say that that's all the way off, but it's not true. If you look at the word Patmos, but before we go into that, let's look at what we was talking about in Revelations 13:18, where it says that let he who have understanding count the number of the beast, because it's a number of a man, 666. And as I discussed several days earlier, that man is all men and women. Because even the Bible says male and female created he them and called their name Adam the day that they were created. But we also know that that's talking about the atom, A-T-O-M. But let me get back to Patmos and let me get back to this 666 man. We're the carbon beings that are stuck on 666. And Patmos, which is a 6-letter word, is a part of an island system referred to as Dodecanese Islands. Now these Dodecanese Islands consist of 15 major islands and 150 minor islands. And those add up. 1 and 5 is 6. And the 150, 1 and 5 is 6 again. And the word dodecanese, which Patmos is one of those islands, means 12, which is 2 more 6s. But what people don't know is that the whole story about this Patmos, about John having a vision, is actually an astrotheology story, but it also can apply to us. Because Patmos was a prison island. And John, who supposedly had this great vision about Patmos and the end of the days, was a prisoner there. Now, John, the translation of the name John means gift. It means gift. So, a gift was put on a prison island named Patmos. That's part of a 6 system. 6. Part of an island system consisting of 150 minor, 15 major, and both of those are 6s. So that whole situation is an allegory. It's nothing but an allegory. Because in the center of our minds, of our brains, of our skull, that's called Golgotha, in the middle of that skull, we have a gift called the pineal gland. The Pope of Rome knows about it. That's why he walks around with a pine cone. But this pineal gland is in an island. It's on an island. It's engulfed and saturated and surrounded by cerebral spinal fluid. And it's delicate, but it's a gift that's inside of us. It's a gift that has been surrounded by 6s. It has been surrounded by all this imperfected knowledge, incorrect knowledge, misguidance, and by the 6 major offenses against it. One being religion, politics, science, medicine, fluoride. But religion has done the worst to man's pineal gland. Religion has done the worst. Now, if you look at both the Bible and the Quran, the Bible has 66 chapters. The Quran has 114, but 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 4 is 6. And then to add insult to injury, the Holy Quran, the Quran that is, has 6,236 verses that they call ayats. That's all 6s. Because you got the 1 6 and you got the 2 3, which 2 is 2 times 3 is 6, and the last 6. So all these religious books, the major religious books that come out of the imperfect, what you could call demonic, calcified pineal gland minds, is part of the problem. They're part of the problem. And that teachings from that era has no place in this age of Aquarius. The Pope of Rome wears the fish hat because that whole teachings of all those 3 religions come from the Piscean age, and we left that in 2020. We're now in the age of Aquarius. So this is the day of the great awakening and the great opening. But if you don't know who you are and don't know how to open yourself up, you're going to be among the dead. Those who are taking these shots, these inoculations, these boosters, when all you got to do is reconnect to your source, the one eye in the sky, which reconnects you with the one eye, the first eye in our heads. But the greatest assault on the pineal gland, on this gift, along with religion, is fluoride. Fluoride. Out of all the organs in our bodies, the pineal gland absorbs fluoride more than any other organ. It sucks it all up because this was a German invention to destroy the minds and to make men docile, manageable, and to destroy their sex drive, which is the basis of a man's motivation to do anything. If you don't have a strong sex drive, you are not a man. That testosterone is behind everything that a man does. So don't let nobody trick you into being soft and being a soy boy. You got to know how to eat to live as a man. You got to learn how to eat according to your gender. So all these things have been attacking, and this fluoride has been attacking it the most. Miseducation, religion, politics, science, medicine, diet, all these have become arrows against us. And every drug that you put in your body has at least 25 side effects. That's like somebody patching a hole in your sinking boat, and once they patch it, 25 other holes open up. Common sense has become uncommon because America is dumbed down. Dumbed down. So religion, once again, stuck on 6. Have you ever wondered why in religion they tell you to bow your head to the earth? Why do they tell you to bow down to the earth? And you got these Muslims, some of them try to bow so much till they get a black mark right here, you know, so they can make everybody think they're holy. Make everybody think they're special. But yeah, they would do that. They would definitely do that. It's hilarious but sad. So, you look at this. It's in the Old Testament. They tell you to bow down. So there's a reason they tell you to do that. You have a resonance in the earth. Resonance referred to as Schumann's resonance. And when you bow your head down to Schumann's resonance, which by the way is a resonance that doesn't go above 6.0. So if you're bowing down to something stuck on 6, the earth is great to ground your feet, lay down on it and ground yourself that way. But for you to bow your head to the earth is bowing your head down to an inferior frequency, and not the frequency that the God mind needs. The God mind needs to be looking at the sun. The sun is our source of power, energy, nourishment, sustenance. There are people who have been living off the sun. There was a woman in India by the name of Shri Karamai. Her husband died, and she went into a deep depression. And this story could be found in the book by one of my old gurus, Yogananda, Paramahansa Yogananda, great, brilliant Indian sage. But in his book entitled Autobiography of a Yogi, which, by the way, that book was the book that Steve Jobs was reading when he was on his deathbed. Autobiography of a Yogi. In that book, he talks about Shri Karamai and how after her husband died, she went into a deep depression and stopped eating. And the record of her not eating was, they said, about 27 years when they finally got to her and put her under medical supervision to test out what the people were saying. And what they discovered was that she had, without her own knowledge, tapped into solar energy and was actually living off the nutrients of the sun. She was doing that not even on purpose, but meditation is a part of their culture, So I'm sure she was probably engaged in that assisted with the process, no doubt. But there's vitamins and minerals in the sun. You can go into the sun hungry and you'll come out feeling kind of full, not needing anything to eat. It's our power source and powerhouse. We need to get more involved. I think you should read, I think it's the book of Ecclesiastes 11:8 that tells man to look into the sun. Look at the sun. There's no harm in looking at the sun. The sun is the son of man, and we are the son of man. And it's a relationship. It's a binary relationship like the 6 and the 8. But the miraculous thing about going back to Patmos, America is the island of Patmos in another sense. You see, all these sixes going on in America. America's on demon time. America's on demon time. But in us, that little pea-like object, the pineal gland, is 8 millimeters long. We're dealing with that infinity of self again. If we could get the pineal gland uncalcified, which you could do it from getting off of fluoridated water. And let me show you something else. 1 second. I don't know if I'm on. I was actually on yesterday on my computer, and I did a whole subject just to find out that it wasn't even registering with Facebook. So I'm hoping I'm registering today. But in regards to the dangerous poison, that's poison on all levels to the human body, and especially the pineal gland, fluoride, fluoride, fluoride. Get filters on all your faucets. All the faucets you get filters on. Invest in filters and block out that poison, those poisons. Because not only do you have the fluoride, but you also have the chlorine. Both of those things do the same thing. This is all by design. And in the 60s and 70s, they put swimming pools in all the black neighborhoods throughout America, especially the projects, knowing that chlorine destroys testosterone, shrinks the male testicles, effeminizes the boys. They knew these things. But projects are called that for what reason? Because they're experiments, and the project inhabitants are the lab rats, the guinea pigs. So, the enemy, fluoride, taurine, the amino acid taurine removes fluoride from your body and assists in removing it from the pineal gland and every other gland of your body. This evacuates. Taurine evacuates fluoride from the body. And for us men, it's even more better because taurine is an amino acid, and it's the main amino acid in our testicles. It's the main amino acid in a man's testicles for a reason. And it's the main amino acid in our muscles, if I'm not mistaken. So, getting the pineal gland decalcified, uncalcified, that's the goal. That's the goal. Stay around positive people. Drink purified water. Eat organic food. Going to, what's that? Panda and all these other places, and you thinking that you're eating just because you have some vegetables on your Subway sandwich. These GMO vegetables that's sprayed with glyphosate, and all other kinds of chemicals. Those are not good foods. Gotta eat organic. Drink purified water and get you some H2O2, hydrogen peroxide, which we sell in the macadamia. So I'm hoping that this message got to you, that you understand that truth, along with a proper diet and leaving religion alone, and above all thine getting, get understanding. And the greatest understanding you can get is of yourself, which is why I wrote the macadamia. Because the macadamia disconnects man from all the other voices calling him, deceiving him, raping and robbing him of his power, and takes him to where all the power is, the source of all power, that power that's within him. And in this book, we give you the guide on how to activate and create the particle acceleration that all men need in this day and time. We're now in the age of Aquarius, and it's time for a new wisdom and a new understanding. And the macadamia is bringing it to the surface. More later. Speak to you tomorrow. Peace.